Alright, welcome back for another one of these, another league race. This time around Japan, Suzuka, this week, back with TMC, after I missed last week's race due to reasons, but here we are. Unfortunately for me, it was a wet quali, and I must be honest, I was very disappointed because I feel like I really had the pace around this place. My fastest lap in time trial was a 28.6, and I thought I was feeling really confident coming into this race, but around Suzuka you need to get a good quali in, and unfortunately I couldn't really do it in the wet. This is our last run here coming across the line. The rain did get heavier, but we did manage to improve by just under 7/10, and we sneak ourselves into P9. A little disappointed not to be a little bit higher, but I felt like I had the pace, and as long as I stayed out of trouble on the first lap, we'd have a really good chance to do some damage in this race from P9. So we went for the softs. We're going for the two-stop, or we started on super softs, and 5 lights out, away we go, and we get a decent start there. We're going to come across Tuiga, whatever his name is, the Mercedes on the right, being very cautious into turn 1 because this place is not nice, and we foolishly knock our wing, and race is instantly compromised. And it was such a silly accident as well. And you see Carl Mez actually just sneaks his way up into P6, but we just try and navigate our way through, try and pull it behind us. But I'm very annoyed at this stage because obviously my race isn't going to be the one I hoped for. There's Darren Sinclair on the left. I don't know what happened to him, but very annoying. An orange wing on lap 1 is not what I wanted. Thankfully I started on the super softs, not the softs, as the Mercedes actually tries to come through and get, if you leave your nose in there, you're gonna get. I've got to turn eventually. You got to make the corner. So unfortunately he got chopped there. Not really much I could do about that. I mean, that corner was mine. There is no doubt about it. But yeah, so sadly our race here is compromised, and now we're just completely all over the place with downforce. I'm thinking 1,000 things in my mind. We get a warning for that, and puts us right into the hands of Yarham. He's going to come past, but we're going to I think we did a good job defending this one. I realised I had to. Normally I'll pick and choose who I'm fighting, but I felt like I had to fight this position. I had to get back, no matter what the cost, and I did, thankfully, for now at least. But coming on to lap 3, I think Neymar Santos is going to have a moment here on the grass, and we're going to slip by him for P7. Again, P7, for considering what has happened to me this race, not the worst, but our lack of downforce has really shown as the tyres begin to wear. We run really wide on the spoon curve, and that allows Yarham to come on through and take P7, which was, look, not much I can do about it. That my wing is not great, and the tyres aren't helping me here. So we're going to move on to lap 7, I believe. We actually stopped early so we can get this wing changed and get the set of softs on. I felt good on the set of softs in the practice run, and I thought, okay, hopefully drop into some clear space and get the hammer down. We come out, and I think we're going to emerge behind Wesker, and here we go. We're going to think about sizing up Wesker. We got a good run out of spoon, but decided not to risk it really. I felt if I was patient that this move would eventually come to me. Just stick with it. So come out of the final chicane, we're going to get a really good run on the soft tyres, and with DRS I'm running 6.5 wing. I'm not sure what everyone else was running. It seemed like they're running a bit higher, but Wesker moves to the right, we'll go down to the left, we'll take the racing line, Kimi Raikkonen 05 style, and there we go, that is P11, and we're on the move, we're getting there. Now next up is Joseph Corby on the. We're actually going to see we're going to put in the fastest lap of the race at this particular point once we got past Wesker. So you can see the pace really was there. I felt really good at this part of the race. Kind of motivated and annoyed that I'd messed up. I'm going to move on later, lap 11, and we've now caught Joseph Corby, who was a few seconds up the road. Very quickly we've caught him on the mediums. I didn't really fancy being on the medium tyre, but so that's why I went for the softs and didn't pit on lap 1. So we're just going to be patient again. We thought about maybe doing something through after 130R, but we just bide our time with it. Get the DRS open now, and we're going to slipstream our way past. And a little bit of lag as he kind of goes ahead, and then suddenly comes back. That was definitely a bit of lag. It really caught me off guard. I wasn't sure what to do, but thankfully I managed to nosh rear end him basically. And next up is PFC Steve, and later that lap, and Steve also in the mediums. We get a really good run out of the spoon curve, and we're going to go for it. The pace was definitely there on this occasion to get past before 130R, and just being very careful. A bit of a so we get the move done. I thought that was a different instance, but we'll be meeting Steve again not too long from now, and moving on to, so this is the end of lap 12. So you can see the pace is there, feeling good, but you can see we can't make our way past all the drivers that we should have got by. You know, we lost out basically when we damaged our wing. And you can see we actually emerged ahead of DM Crack there. DM Crack was ahead of us, I believe, when we pitted, and we actually got ahead of him. That's what that clip was supposed to show. Oh, bloody hell. Lap 13. You'd see that I've been tentative about taking people through this section, maybe waiting for the main straight. If I didn't have the speed, I decided to go for an awesome dude. I overcook it. I go wide. I thought, okay, I need to let make sure I got back through. I didn't take to the escape road, and then I put the throttle down too soon, and before we rejoin the check, and we go around, and we basically just all the good work we did the last few laps gone. So you can imagine I am absolutely furious at this point, and now I'm pushing hard. I've already got a penalty at this stage for pushing hard. Lap 15, Joseph Corby doesn't decide to fight it too much because we come back through for P9, and that was so annoying. That was so embarrassing as well. I hope that they didn't catch that on the live stream. I'm not even going to look. Move on, lap 17. Tires are getting up there a bit, and yeah, very frustrating because again, pace was really good, as you can see. You're going to notice that here DM Crack is in front of us in P6. Notice where he is. He's on the mediums. He's going to the end, and he's a few seconds up the road. And then lap 19 we pit, and we're going to put on a set of super softs to go to the end of the race. And again, I felt like the pace was good. Hoping to get in front of Steve, but as you're going to see, we actually don't manage to get in front of him. We're going to end up behind him, and I think Wesker as well, as they go. So at this point I realised that the fight was basically I was only really racing for 8th. I didn't really see 7th as a possibility at this stage, given how far up the road DM Crack was. I thought, okay, let's do it, because I felt I had the pace, and now we've got to do it again. So coming down Wesker down the straight, and he moves across us, and we really have to get out of it. I was really annoyed at that point because that wasn't particularly nice. But look, we survive, thankfully, because I'm okay at driving. And again, coming out of the spoon curve, I got a great run. Softer compound tyres. Again, he must be running higher wing than me, but we're going to pick up and get the toe, and we're going to get this done before 130R. And yeah, nice move there for P9. And I knew once I had him, I could get Steve, because Steve was running on some bit more worn super softs. And then lap 22, again, beautiful run out of spoon curve. If you can nail that, you can get yourself a really good lap time here. Sling yourself, and that's what I did. Multiple overtakes happening here, going from spoon into 130, or at least setting them up for maybe a move down the straight. Unfortunately, I wish I'd planned better with Awesome Dude. Sadly, and he actually retired not too long later. I don't think as a result of my accident. Hopefully not. I didn't see any contact as he went past. Unfortunately, I've been there. So we're actually going to stay on board for this lap, because this actually ended up being the fastest lap of the race, and I was so motivated at this point just to really show my pace. And this is actually a couple of laps after I get I have the tires on, so like the super softs are a little bit used. So we're going through this first sector, the S's. It's really important to stick nice and tight to the lines without using the brake too much, kind of more lifting off than using the brake. Stick nice and tight as you can. Set yourself up for a good run. Again, the tires have the grip at this point, so I can really kind of fling it into that section. That's a tough corner if you've got worn tires, and fling it into the deckers and lift off a bit. We set the fastest first sector, and we're on it. We're going up to this hairpin. I think it's a Dunlop curve. We're going to take it in second, get the turn in nice and early, and ease our way onto the throttle. Early revs to kind of, I don't actually use early revs here, but usually I use early revs to really kind of just build or quick early shifting. That's what I meant. Early up shifting to kind of minimize the wheel spin. We actually only go into Rich just there now, and again, beautiful line through the spoon corner. Stay nice and tight. Maybe flow out a little bit before you come back in, and just nail it down this straight. And coming into 130R, important not to kind of fling it in. You can lose the back end doing that. We set the fastest sector 2. Really ease it in, and then coming onto this curve, you really want to attack these two corners. Take as much curb as possible without cutting it, as you see right there, and then get on the power. And we're going to do, I think, a 131.3 was this lap time. Yes, and that ended up being the fastest lap of the entire race. So again, I felt like the pace was there. And the last few laps, we were chasing down DM Crack. He was 12 seconds ahead. We got down close as we could, and then we actually move up to P7 because Crack Crack. Crack had 3 penalties, I only had 2. I got one late on the race as I was really pushing, but I felt like that was a really good race. I'm embarrassed that I screwed it up the way I did, and the wing damage kind of really put me in a bad position fighting uphill from the beginning. But there we go, P7 was the best I could have got there today. So yeah, that was a good race.